Wow, it's still wiggling. Bowling like this is so easy.
Welcome back to JR Pro Shop Vids, everybody. Today we got the brand new Storm Night Road, and we're gonna compare it against the Infinite Physix, a little something different. Totally different bowling balls. We got a high-end asymmetrical big hook and ball here. We also have a mid-range symmetric pearl here, so these balls aren't in the same category in the Storm lineup, but we're gonna compare the two because they got the same cover stock. It's not the first time Storm has put a high-end cover stock on a mid-range core. This being the Night Road, it's got a very high-end cover stock. Like the Infinite Physix here is a really high-end ball, and this has got a mid-range core. The high roads are just a mid-range ball. It's got a really high RG. High RG means that the ball goes further down lane before it starts to hook. So these balls are meant for like drier lane conditions, lighter oil, where you need the ball to skid a little bit further before it starts to rev up. Pretty interesting where the core wants to travel down lane a fair amount before it starts to hook, but the cover stock is really strong and aggressive and wants to grab early. They've been experimenting a lot with stuff like this, and I think this one is the best one yet. As you can see, the Infinite Physix is not quite as dull as it was new out of the box. It's got a little bit of lane shine on it. Simoo's been using it for 3 or 4 weeks now, and the Night Road was just drilled at 4K fast, so the cover stocks are at pretty similar grits. So this should make for a good comparison of the cores. And we also got the same layout. My expectation of these two balls is that the Infinite Physix here is just gonna roll a little bit earlier, hook much more, maybe 4 to 5 boards. Even with Simoo being a medium to low rev player, I think this ball is really gonna out hook the Night Road, especially on fresher conditions where you really need the ball to dig in the oil and create that smooth back end. And I think the Infinite Physix is going to be much more controllable as well, just because of that fact. I think this ball is the perfect ball for Simoo at the lower end of his bag because it has a mid-range core, but the cover stock is really strong. He's got a little bit of trouble throwing the lower end stuff like the Hustles and the high road pearls, just because those balls are a little bit too weak and the lanes just don't quite get dry enough for him on a daily basis like in league. He'd have to bowl a really long game format tournament in order to use those kind of balls, so something like this with a really strong cover with 4K fast, I think it's really going to suit his game for later in the day. So Simoo's going to be comparing these two balls on 2 different patterns today. We got the house shot, 42-foot carbon, really dry on the outside, really oily in the middle, lots of room for error. So we're going to see how these two balls react on that. And then we have Mercury, a 40-foot medium challenge pattern, medium difficulty, and a little bit less room for error, and we'll see how these balls shape on that too. Alright, that's enough of jungle here in the shop. Simoo's gonna be bowling today. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see if this ball is enough hook for Simoo and all you medium to low rev players.
Hey guys, Simoo here. Today I'm reviewing the brand new Night Road. Hope you like that brand new ball graphic. Let us know down in the comments below, but let's start throwing some shots. So we have our house shot out here today. Let's just get a feel for what this ball does. I think I like this ball already. Really good first shot. Let's throw another one and see what happens. So another good one there. Moved my feet a little bit left just to see how it kind of does with more angle. You could tell it gets down the lane super easy. Really nice down lane reaction, super smooth and continuous, which you could expect from a sim core. So usually on the fresh with the house shot, you usually want to throw something with a little bit more surface, maybe a sim solid, an asym solid, just something to kind of blend out that wet dry. Not really the best for pearls, but we're going to do our best to make it work, and so far I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Try to make it strike on a similar line. I really like how that ball wheels down lane. For me as a lower rev player, it's harder for me to see that big back end motion from a lot of different bowling balls, but I don't know if it's a black color, maybe the way I'm throwing it, but Really, really liking what I'm seeing. So now we're gonna move on to the Infinite Physix. Huge shout out to our friend Mark Bufa for drilling this one out for me in Montreal. Really, really loving it. Had a couple adjustments to my pitch, my span. I think I'm throwing it a little bit better. You can let me know, but let's see how this one reacts. Outside. Wow. As you can tell, definitely missed that one outside. But the big difference between the Infinite here and the Night Road is that the Infinite has the big Asym core. And with that big Asym core, you get a little bit more response compared to the Night Road, which as you saw was extremely smooth. Definitely a much bigger engine on this ball, really gets that ball going. So if you do miss a little bit outside, you get a little bit of help. So let's try to throw a better ball here. So, felt good off the hand, liked the line a lot more, but that's really where you see the difference between the Asym and the Sym core. The Asym digs just a touch harder off the spot, very responsive, and left a 4-pin, could have been a 4-9. Gonna go back to the Night Road, move a little bit left, see how this ball does. Looks pretty good to me. Again, really liking how smooth this is. It feels very predictable, and I really like how easy it gets down lane. Let's move a couple more left, see how it does. Not the best release, but I actually really like that ball. I like the result at least. Super responsive down lane, super smooth, still made that corner. Let's keep inching left, I guess. We're getting to its outer limits, a little bit of a light strike there, lucky to mix them around a little bit. I think this would be a great time to move on to the Infinite Physix and hopefully get a better reaction. Pretty similar, a lot more than I thought. Got kind of the exact same strike, so that just tells me I'm in a pretty good spot on this house shot. Like I said, probably not the balls I want to be starting with, but I know that I could throw either of these with confidence, get my feet a little bit left, and have some fun wheeling it. I want to throw one more strike with the Night Road, and then we'll move on. All right, let's throw it over to the next lane. All right, it's time for question time with Simoo. As you guys know, I got that Infinite Physix a little while ago and really, really like it, really love the reaction. So when I realized that the Night Road had the exact same cover, I knew that I needed to get it. My question for you is, what do you pay attention to when buying a new ball? Cover stock, core, color, brand, or something else completely? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, just finished up with the house shot. We're gonna move on to 40-foot Mercury here. A little bit more challenging, and let's see how these two balls do. First shot on this lane, just trying to figure out where to stand, where to get lined up. Left a 2-8, so I think I'm gonna parallel a couple boards right, try to get that ball to read a little bit sooner, and hopefully make it back to the pocket. That's good. So that's a pretty good move. Trying to straighten it a little bit out, send it a little further right as well, just so it reads. You don't get as much forgiveness as you do on the house shot, so you definitely have to be a little bit more accurate. So a much better one there. You saw compared to the Night Road. This one kind of shapes up a little bit earlier, a little bit more snap down lane. So instead of leaving a light mixer strike, we go flush. So similar to the last lane, we're gonna keep inching left and see how these balls do. Okay, I actually really like that move, really like that spot. Came back a little bit hard, came back super strong, super smooth as usual, but left a 9-pin there. I think we can keep inching it left. That's unlucky. We're gonna throw one more on that line before we move on to the Infinite Physix. It's still wiggling. Threw one, left a 7-pin, threw another one, left a 10-pin. Maybe it's not the best look. Let's see how the Infinite does. like I said, back to the shop. All right, I'm back from the lanes, and boy, I'm so glad to have both of these in my bag. I wanted to do this ball review because I was super curious to see how a lower end ball with a stronger cover stock would fit my style. With that being said, I know that I really like the Infinite Physix here, I love the cover stock, and I really wanted to see how it would translate to the Night Road here. So me having basically 0 degrees of tilt, it means that a lot of my bowling balls like to use up their energy really early and aren't able to really retain that much down lane. That's where balls like this come in. Really high-end pearls that are able to kind of get down easy and turn the corner really hard. So let's talk about the house shot. Personally, that was the first time in a long time where I felt like I couldn't miss. Obviously, the house shots are very forgiving. You get a lot of hook to the outside and a lot of hold to the middle. And even though these are pearls and not necessarily the first ball out of my bag on the fresh, they both performed really well. I was shocked and pleasantly surprised with just how smooth and controllable this Night Road was. I felt that I could always tell when it was gonna hook, how hard it was gonna hook, and whether or not it was gonna strike. There's something about really dark and solid colored bowling balls that suits my eye, and I just loved it right after that first shot. And these two definitely played off each other really well. As I got further left, started leaving a little bit more swisher strikes and not getting back to the pocket as nice as I would have hoped, that's where the Infinite Physix came in. Like Jungle predicted, the Asym core, the bigger engine, definitely helps it outperform this ball just by a little bit. It's definitely a touch earlier, maybe just a hair, but definitely stronger, anywhere between 3 to 4 boards. So for me, later in the block, I know that I can make good adjustments with both of these balls. If I'm getting too much reaction, I can ball down and vice versa. Let's talk about Mercury. I moved over, slightly more challenging pattern, and I wasn't able to carry as well as I did on the house shot, but that's to be expected. So on the tougher pattern, that's where you could really see the difference in performance between these two. For the Night Road, I felt that I had to be extremely accurate. I had to play very specific lines and really focus on my entry angle into the pocket. And even though I felt I was throwing the ball pretty good, I was still leaving some 10 pins, still leaving some 7 pins, and for me, I know that it wouldn't necessarily be the first ball that I take out in that spot. And that's where the Infinite Physix came in and really helped me loosen up. This ball is a beast and we know that, but it's also very controllable. And for me, because it digged just that foot or two earlier, it helped me feel a lot more confident that I can get the ball back to the pocket. So going back to our original point about even though there are different lines with the same cover stock, I think that if you love one, you're really gonna love the other. There's a nice sense of familiarity between the two balls, but also there's enough difference for you to keep both in your bag. And for me, I know that I'm keeping these in my bag for a very long time. And to answer Jungle's question, is this enough ball for low to medium rev players? Absolutely. You guys saw it. I could make this ball turn, and if I could make this ball turn, then any one of you can. I know a couple months back when I did my review on the UC3, a lot of you really resonated with my style, so hopefully you got some useful tidbits that you can use for your next purchase. So thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and let me know down in the comments, what are you paying attention to when buying a new ball? Is it the cover stock like me? Is it the core, the brand, the color, what your friends are saying, anything like that? Let me know down in the comments below. We at the JR Pro Shop team, we have a lot of fun reading through every single one of them, and we love to hear about your bowling experiences. Shout out to all of our members. Hopefully you're enjoying watching this video early. If you want access to coaching, merch, help building your arsenal, or even help before a big tournament, make sure you hit that join button down below and become a member. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another 4 months for my next bowling ball review. Wow.